Going to see now Yerushalmi Peah Daf and Amud. Ein person laoni oive me mokum me kicker lepindian be'abesam besela. A kicker that the price of it is a pundian at the time when the rate of the wheat is 4 son for a seller. And if you make a cheshbon that if you get 4 son for a seller, you can see that for 1 pindian you can get a half a kav. That's the ratio. So it means that for you get a piece of bread of 2 kav. That's how much you have to give him. I guess that was the standard rate, Arbasam Basela. So we see when that's the going rate, you give him a bread that you can buy for a pundian. That is an amount of 2 kav. For half a kav. And that is also mazon of Shnei Sudas. Lon noisem loy parnosas lina, Shabbos noisem loy mazon shalish sudas. You give him for 3 sudas. If he stays there for Shabbos, you have to give him 3 meals. It could be that Kiker Repundian Abson Besela, the Gemara understood, is only one meal. That could be. Gemara asked before a question here. This is a very hard Gemara. The Gemara understood. Gemara said here, "Hachat omein personanim begoyren, hachat omein personanim makom amakom." Same hem shtishli yitzia. But it doesn't answer the whole question. It's not well understood. This Gemara is asked in Masechet Eruvin and Bavli. There it makes sense because the Gemara brings up Shitz Reb Shimon. But here it's Chatzi Kav, and there's also Chatzi Kav that he give for Oni. We could say that. Maybe we could say that the Gemara understood that this is 1 meal only. So for 1 meal he needs a kicker that's yet you can buy for a pundian. And there it says it's 2 meals, a chatzi kav. So the answer is that he gets chatzi kav, but he can only make out of it 1 meal because he has to give away for the working to make the wheat to turn it into bread. So he gets a chatzi kav. He doesn't really get the full amount of it. He only gets, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. So far, I don't understand how to connect the dots. How to take this mission and the previous mission. Again, we'll just make clear what's the hardship. Mishnah before was discussing about goyren, when you give him the wheat on the threshing floor, then you give him a half a kav. And we understand that amount of 2 sudas, half a kav of chitim. And here we're talking about giving him bread that's made out of the value of a pundian when you can buy 4 so for a seller it means you're getting a bread that's chatzi kav. Also chatzi kav. And there's supposed to be some kasha between this mission and the previous mission. So we don't know exactly what something is missing here. Tamhui b'chol yom Kupah me'erev Shabbos. Tamchi l'chol adam, Kupah ina ela anshe oisei belvad. When oima tamchi b'shloisha sheval asar. You need 3 people to divide it, because you have to divide it on the spot. When you collect it, you right away divide it. You take from A, give for B. So you need a bezin to decide who deserves the food. You collect with 3, that's for sure. That's even by Kupah. For sure, you're judging people if you should give them food to eat. Until you gather 23, that you can be a sakana for the poor man. So the idea is here that deciding who deserves it, that needs 3. But by Kupah, by Tamhui, since it's done at the same time, so we cannot search for a 3rd one. So even the collection is also done with 3 people. He was Maver, one of the 2 brothers. He said you cannot be both collectors. Nobody wanted to accept this job. It says in the name of a person that he was mamuna to make the wicks for the Beis Hamikdash. So be proud about it. When he was used to make people collecting money, he said, he used to teach them a lot of Torah also. It has to be done together with Torah. Be imlachim yuleichu, be sarim yasturi. With me, with the Torah, you can become a king. So if you want to become a parnas, you have to also know some Torah. P'chia ba'ba mekayim archuni. That was his job, to make parnasim. He went to his house, to his wife. Ma avidaton, amalei os chatzia, v'achim v'shosin, v'tzala loch. Amalei leke agatav. Nah, that's nothing. You're not going to get a reward for that. Nochas zmantanin, amalei ma avidaton. Amalei os chatzia, a different group came, v'achim v'shosin v'aklinach. And they embarrassed me. So this is a blazer. Omar Lahoin Leka Agartav. Tell me some story. He said to them. Doesn't sound good. He said to them. It should be that his wife told him. He said to them. Not sure. Let me ask my wife. Hochen Basri Shoman Kole. The Omar Almanas Mekam Nas Mavaz. You heard the Bas Kol that says yes, you should become a parnas. Almanas, they should embarrass you. Bob is Rav the Omer. Spalgon Rav Rabbi Yochanan. They argue around. Chad Omer, one of them says, a dog that can be killed and a dog that can be chai and fashus. The Gemara brings it down in Baba Basra, the same machlokes. If you have to check on a person before you ask for clothing to make sure that he's not a liar, when it comes to food, you don't ask. No. It's not nice, the person is uncovered. So you're not medagdik, you just give him a clothing. So it means when he wants to that's when you're medagdik. Madam Avaksis ain't medagdik. As this a pliga Almanda Omar Avaksus ain't medagdik. It seems to the Mishnah that only by Mazan, by Ksis you are medagdik. Pasalei lefi kavoidai. Vatana nem zayn shleishn yan eksushige chadashim pasala litn. It means you have to live in the city 30 days or 6 months in order to obligate you to give. If you see here that ksus is not so important, the answer is no, not to receive, to give. Everything is talking about giving. Here, the means to give. It's talking about giving. So since it's talking about giving, the first part also means about giving. What does it mean, these words? The answer is it means the tzedakah that you pay for the teachers and the Mishnah that used to help learn Mishnayos. This piece of the Gemara here is not so clear. It says machlokes, we understand the machlokes if you medagdik biksus. Nasnit the pliga on the ama biksus and medagdikim. Av biksus and medagdikim. One says medagdikim biksus. Medagdikim biksus. Amashikiyun oisoy av mechasan oisoy v'hakol lefi kavoidei. Af mechasan oisoy. You do not. You do not give him. We see from this brisa that if you're not maki, you don't give. Bizman she'em akir noise, you don't give. Aman she'makir noise, af mechasan noise, the answer is not you don't give anything. So, what's again? We understand this question here goes like this. He's asking, How can you say it says you don't give. Alma medagdikim. That's the kasha. Alma medagdikim. That's the question. The answer on this question is Pasalei lefi kavoidai. Dafka lefi kavoidai. That's when you need dik. So if Emakina so you give him something. Dafka litten lefi kavoidai. Dafka litten lefi kavoidai tzarech dikduk. Okay, let's go. This is the next sugya here. If you own a certain amount of money, then you're not allowed to take the matnas haniyim. Even 1,000 people and give him at once. Because as long as he doesn't have 200 zuz, consider the ani. When we say it means he needs to have cash. He doesn't have to sell his dishes and his house. That's how much money he had. They gave him that extra dinner. It said to him, Rabbi, isli shiura. The person was very honest. He told Rabbeinu Kodesh, I'm sorry, I can't take. Rabbi exclaimed, Zeh makas perushim nagibah. The people there are doing this are perushim, but they're very, very bad. It means they're not doing it for good intentions. They give him extra money, like this I shouldn't be able to give him tzedakah. Ramaz the Talmud. It's a very interesting story. It means he had exactly 199, and the details are very fascinating here, but we're just saying the title of the Gemara, just translating each word. So he told the Talmidim about Ani Kafedin, they put him into a tavern, into a store, and then he lost one of his coins, and then Rabbi could give him as much as he wants, because the rule is, if it's missing even $1, then you can give him at one shot as much as you want. That's already considered the Ani, you're allowed to give him, it's considered matnas. Mishpachas Antabila, Oisa B'Shalayim, Oisa Mesicheres al Yavusi. They said they're descendants from Orna Yavusi, the one that sold the threshing floor for David HaMelech. Pam Achas Pasku Rem Chacham Sheish Me'es Kika Zav Shetzin Chutz Yishalayim. They're not mechuyev to go outside to collect money. But Tana Ma'aseh Behil Zaken Shelokach Le'oni Ben Toiv Sus Echel Amal Boy Evet Hasham Shoy. Similar story. Shub Ma'aseh Be'anshe Gol Shoy Ma'iden Zaken Echad Liter Basar Tzepoim L'chal Yoim. That's how much they gave him to eat every day if she can. A person can't eat so much, but he always had guests on his table. That's why they gave him a lot to be able to give for his guests also. If he's used to using golden dishes, they give him silver ones. If he's used to use silver ones, so you are allowed to give him a little bit downgraded, since he's taking money from tzedakah. He doesn't have to use such expensive dishes. Now this piece of the Gemara is not 100% clear what it means. On Rav Mana, Kelein the Chosh is like the Chuches begufeim. Im Mishtamash behem ein merid noisai. That's what I think Rabbi Lieberman explains his Gemara. Atana Mishamsh Kelim Milas, Nesne Kelim Milas. Kam begufay, kam shein begufay. So here I think that covers his body. We don't ask him even to change down a drop because he's used to such clothing. He doesn't have to downgrade it. One of the Beis Hanasi was Yerid ben Chasov. He used to be rich and then he lost everything. They gave him to eat in dishes of pottery. He used to eat and used to bring it back up. He was vomiting whatever he ate. What do you want? It's anything that comes. Eat from the pot. Means why are you so? What's wrong with you? Everything comes from cheres. Ask them about what's halacha? Does that consider that he doesn't have enough money and he can take from tzedakah because he's not collecting, he's not running after him? It says in the Mishnah, even his wife, you see, even the issue that's not doichik, because he's not even, it didn't even mature. The whole ksub is only after he dies or after he divorces her. But nevertheless, it's considered that he's an oni if he cannot pay the ksub. Gemara brings that you need to have two types of clothing for Shabbos and for the weekdays. They started crying. They said to him, Rabbi, we don't have separate clothing for Shabbos. We can't afford this. Something you gotta change. You can't have exactly the same stuff Shabbos and the weekdays. It says the T. In Rus it says with the Yud. What does it mean the T? It told Rus, you should go down. That's what Naomi told Rus. Amra Lea Zechuisi Tered Imach. That's what it means. My zechut will come at Tehillah. She was no clothing. She was naked. Ella amra la lavoish man the shops. Mish yesh lechamishim zuz. If you have $50 and you're doing business with it, it's more valuable than 200 without doing business. So that if you have $50 and you're doing business with them, you cannot take from tzedakah. And the other way around, and it's the same thing. A dayan is done din emes lamitoi. It means, and him the pasuk is said, the pasuk that yiftach b'Hashem. He doesn't care that people are going to hate him. So here it's interesting. The Mishnah talks about the Yonim here. We're not talking about the Yonim. V'nema tzedek tzedek tirdoif. Chodayin shedekech shoich lemates adin es nazikna sheyeh enef keyos. V'nema v'shoichad ya'av enech chachomim. Nema tzedek tzedek tirdoif. You see from that pasuk tzedek tzedek tirdoif. that you have to be done din emes lamitoi. Could say that it's because both it says ein emes min hazikna. That's the main theme of the Mishnah. Ein emes min hazikna. Same with Dayan, also ein emes min hazikna. Actually, ein of chaos. Hello, Amr Chamishin the Avden $50 that are making profit. Toven mechasam de leov. Hamsames einoy kepeches shoyke v'matzbet skreisa and itun oid machelechen. Shmuel Arkman Avoy. He learned right from his father. Also come live in terrain tzerifen the miskinen between two huts of poor men. Shoma koil omrim badein agantem and not achel yem dain. And which dishes are we eating? Agantem the have, agantem the kaspa and not achel. Are you going to use the silver ones or the golden ones? All Omer come over. The father said, you know what? We have to give them a thanks. Because there's Ramon, that's why we don't get punished if you don't give. The Lema, Umar says a story. They went to a bathhouse of Tiberia. Give me tzedakah. The poor man said, give me some tzedakah. So they said to him, Michazrin, when we return, Michazrin, Ashkenim mis, let's at least do something now. When they were busy with him, Ashken killed the Niram Tali Bay. They found a whole bag of gold. Omri, Adad, Omer, Boy, Omer, Blazer. This is what said so this is a sample, a perfect sample of a Ramai, that he has tons of money, he just doesn't want to use it up, he wants to put it underneath his pillow. Aber Barba Yoav the Shmuel Berei Peritan the Hey Polymus Kenaya. He used to give him money for Shmuel, he should give for the poor. Nafik Ashkir Chadm Miskin. Och, Kupah, eating meat and wine. All come away. I'm like, to give him even more. The nafshim merasi. He's probably very bitter. He needs money. Yanka ba'ida b'vitzcho v'nachman have a parnason to have the Reb Chama avuda aboishi echad dinner. V'yuv l'choyin. He was the gabbai. They gave him money, and he gave it for others. They knew that he took money and he doesn't even need it. So that's saying he did a trick. He claimed that he's taking it for himself, but really gave it away for others. He used to give out tzedakah at night. The Sar of all the Ruchas, Amalei, Loikim, Ufan, Rabbi, Atasagil, why you go working at night? At night is my time. That's what the Ruach told for Chanina Bapapa. Amalei, Loikim, Sev, he answered back, doesn't say, Madam says, Ich Ba'af, I'm Miskifim and Naib, Markin Kamei. So he was, the Ruach didn't bother him anymore. Doesn't say Asher Noisan Adal. Ella Ashri Maskir El Dol Hada was tackle a mitzvah Heichla Soisa Ketzat Hoyer Beinoisa. He thinks how to do it. Shoyer Ben Toiv Mish Yardan Chasa Be'emeloi Beni Bishvilsham Ashmati Shrik Nafel Yerushalmi Makam Acher. I heard that you have some money somewhere. Toiv Vat Perel, just take it now and you'll pay me later. He says, you know what, I don't need it, you can keep it. There were certain old people nowadays, and whoever gave them from Shoshana Klim Kippur they took, and Basakin Lavan Osvan, we have our year, whenever is in these days, that's meant for the whole year. Nechemia ish shichem pagad bei Yerushalmi echad. Amalei zechei imi yichon natan goyla. Give me a chicken. Amalei heilig timusa. Give some money. It was a little clip. Achelim is. He ate up that piece of meat and he died. Amar boyu v'sivdu la'riga shel Nechemia. He killed him because he gave him to eat such expensive meat. His body wasn't used to it. Nochem ish gamzu. The famous story of Nochem ish gamzu we're going to see here. The story of Nochem ish gamzu. There was a certain guy full of boils. He said, the hands didn't yiskaten, should be chopped off, should be broken. He cursed himself, all these things. And that's what happened. He got all these things. So Rabbi Kiva went to visit him. That's what Rabbi Kiva said. Rabbi Kiva said, "Oh, it was to me that I see you this way." So he answered back, he said, "Oh, it's woe for me that I didn't see you with all this. Is cursing me. It means Hashem gave it to me. That's good." The Rebbe of his son was a blind person. The blind man used to always be invited for the meal with the Roshia. Roshi had guests. So I think the story goes that he did not invite him. It's an interesting language. He did not bring him to eat with him. But afternoon he went begin to have the orchan. That's what he said. I didn't want to embarrass. If you come, people are going to look at you, it's not going to be comfortable. That's why I didn't invite you. The one that can be seen but doesn't know how to see. Where do you know this? Right in front of him. They said, the wouldn't give him a seat right after him. They gave him tons of money. What do you mean? He gave you a seat. Oh, means he was even sitting behind him. Oh. Then he's saying the same type of tefillah. The lame of Chambachanina, which you have Metaile Beilun, Kanishta the Lud, only Omar Chambachanina, which you come Mama Shika, voice I can. They built all these nice shoes. Amalek come on the first Shika of Sikan, they have Manash the Ilum Belaise. Achasham Chanina came to see some commission, he talked it when no like the Sheikh of Domim. Also, the Racham Allah. After the Chayas, Achayam the Koshkin. Chamish ain't tzarich little and noitel, tzaddik is tzarich labis, chamish ain't tzarich little and noitel, chamish is tzarich little and a noitel. And meest men aziken at je farnes lachedem. Als een nema, wat gegeven je to Hashem bij Hashem v'tachi. Chol mi she'ein tzorch little v'noitel is not good. Chol mi she'tzorch little v'ein a noitel v'ez a shofar damim. So here it says a different way. So it's interesting how there's two shittas on this. One that tzorch little ואין הנויטל, אין המס ונזיקנה עד שיפרנס אחרים. This statement here, I would say, is shaykh to Sofa Mishnah. Kol mi she'yitzarich little ve'ein noitel, shofar damim, v'oser tzrachem olav. Al nafshe lechayis al charon leikoshken. Kol mi she'ein tzarich little ve'ein noitel, and the meest men aziken that she is tzarich labis. Kol mi she'yitzarich little ve'ein noitel, Chamish yitzorch little ve'ein a noitel. This is the stira. Here it says Chamish ein yitzorch little ve'noitel. Here it says Chamish yitzorch little ve'ein a noitel. Yitzorch little ve'ein a noitel. Kol mi she'yitzorch little I guess we must say it depends how much. If it's a skonas lafoshes or not skonas lafoshes, you have to make a chilik between these two members. It should make sense. Or we can say it's a machlokes. I don't know. It's not clear. I would say it's a machlokes. Hadron Allah Hashem, we finished now. Now it's Thursday night. Pashas Nosai Tamhui and Kupah. We just finished now. Maseches Peah. You know right here the date. It's what? It's a week. Shavuos is Vav, so it's Friday. It's Yud Gimel 7. Yud Gimel 7 Tamhui Pei Vav. Suyam Oid Hapam. Siyata D'Shmaya. Okay, this will be the last shir of this series by Yerushalmi Peah.